for the season is their budget to do so. The practice is that whenever, for example, the police force is in need of additional assistance, there is an agreement that they will call on the VKS. If there are any additional costs, the minister will be informed and it will be dealt with. So in principle, there is already an ongoing agreement between police and VKS, and whenever they need enforcement, they have the accessibility to VKS. Question 2, every minister mentioned their staff and gave details. Prime Minister did not provide his staff details. The MP wants to know the labor contract, the named company persons, and the amount. The cabinet of the Minister of General Affairs consists of 1 chief of staff, 1 legal advisor, 2 policy supporters, and 1 executive assistant. The chief of staff, 1 of the policy supporters, and the executive assistants are civil servants. They receive their current salary with the additional allowance that is currently normal. The scales of these 3 are scale 12, 7, and 5 respectively. The legal advisor and 1 policy support both have a contract which is in accordance with the policy as referred to already and are scale 14 and 9 respectively. Cabinet functions are not public functions, therefore I cannot divulge the private information of those workers of the staff, but I gave you the amount of staff members working and also the scale that they are in. Finally, as mentioned, there is no consultant in the Cabinet of General Affairs
Minister
at
Mercelina,
this particular moment.
if I could just interject a interruption for a moment with your indulgence, and I then give MP Otley the opportunity for an interruption at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I almost was going to say, you know what, just forget it at this point. Just forget it until that explanation that cabinet functions in private. We had 7 ministers and 6 gave the information. So does the Prime Minister and his cabinet fall, through you, Madam Chair, fall under a different rule, regulation that you cannot answer the members of Parliament? Because when Prime Minister Sylveria Jacobs was asked the question, it was given in detail. Name, amount, contracts amount. When Minister Omar Otley was asked the question, it was given in detail. So the answer, I'm not, no. Because all the other ministers respected the members of Parliament and answered this question. So can you please, through you, Madam Chair, I would like to know, to receive the answer to the question that I asked.
Thank you, MP Otley. Prime Minister, do you wish to go into, or how do you wish to go into the question by MP Otley?
Madam Chair, I do not see the relevancy.
Whoa.
No, I do not know. I do not see
Members, that's not
the relevancy to
the way allow the Prime Minister to give his answer in terms of what he's going to say.
To
Prime Minister?
expose name related to skills. I don't think that is ethically correct to do with people working in government. I have given the amount of persons working in the cabinet. I have described their function, and I have given the scale, and I do not see the relevancy of now exposing people en public, relate them to the scale, and relate them with the scale then to an amount related to the scale. So I think for privacy reasons, I think it's not correct if I do that as Prime Minister. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Second interruption.
You may have a second interruption.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, again, as a member of Parliament, I'm asking a question. The Prime Minister can feel how he wants to feel. As a member of Parliament, I asked about consultants. The Honourable Prime Minister, through you, said that he doesn't have consultants, he has persons on labour contract. I specifically asked for all the names of the persons or companies that were on the labour contract and the amount. Madam Chair, I am asking for the respect as a member of Parliament to receive this. I even opted, Madam Chair, and this is why I'm so adamant about it, I opted for this information to be sent to me in writing. And that is also private. If it was sent in writing, I can say, okay, patience, I understand. But not even in writing it was sent. And again, I refer to the fact that all other 6 ministers...
Remember the usage of...
I understand. I clearly understand, Madam Chair. But at this moment, I would like my question to be answered. I don't know if it can be sent in writing, but I don't think so because it's public meeting at this time. I would like my question to be answered. And I'll await here at this interruption podium to see what the response is.
Prime Minister, do you have anything to add to your answer given to the first time the MP posed the question?
President of Parliament, I am a little careful with giving information because in the beginning of this session, a member of Parliament said that he is going to publicize the answers that were given. And I really don't think it's correct for us to start mentioning names, breaking the privacy of people working in government, while I gave the function and I gave the skill, and there are no consultants working by me, so everybody working in my cabinet is related to a skill. So if the Prime Minister, if the Member of Parliament wants it in writing and he can guarantee the privacy of people working in the cabinet, I have no problem to send him in writing.
That is clear, and I thank you, Prime Minister, and thank you for your answer. I see MP Irian now requesting interruption. MP Irian, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I have a question regarding my interruptions regarding GB, but I just want to make a statement. There's a slight contradiction from the Prime Minister, because the Prime Minister is mentioning that he wants to protect the identity of the staff in government, but actually, the government has published the names and positions of all their staff in the first weeks of working. So how can it be that the publishing was in a government email? So it's public already. So why now when the MP is asking for that same information that you provide to all the government staff that the MP cannot get it? So I think that's a bit weird, Prime Minister, because you know that you have published the information and the names and positions already. What he didn't publish with the scales, but he's not asking for that. My question is regarding GB, and at this point, I feel a little, I feel a little sorry for the Minister of Finance, because I can see her trying to defend something that I don't really think that it comes from her, because her information regarding the backup plan is not in line with the Prime Minister's information. The Prime Minister says we had a whole CC regarding budget debate. At no point in time was it related to us as members of Parliament that this was a backup plan. Your speech, a very emotional speech, was about how urgent and how important it was to get the engines up and running. I even asked about GB, and you said then that GB has failed.
It's an interruption that you're making use of.
Has failed to get the financing from the consortium. But today you state probably GB were not able to get the financing from the consortium. Probably. That means as if you do not have the information. So my question is, were they able to? Is it still ongoing or not? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, MP Irian. Prime Minister.